Look closely. This isn't your average philodendron. That bronze flush, that creamy fade, that's not Photoshop. That's nature showing off. Meet the Philodendron Caramel Marble, a plant so rare, some collectors have waited months just to get a cutting. It starts as a whisper, a sport mutation spotted deep in Southeast Asia. Then boom, it explodes across collector circles, auction boards, and Instagram reels. But what they don't tell you, growing this plant isn't just about light and soil. It's about knowing how to unlock the mutation and how to stop it from fading. In this guide, we're not giving you fluff. We're showing you exactly how to care for this plant so it doesn't just survive, it evolves. Let's grow smarter. Let's grow rare. Welcome to Roots and Roasts. Let's break down the hype and the truth. The Philodendron Caramel Marble is believed to be a rare variegated sport of Philodendron domesticum, a fast-growing, upright, climbing aroid native to Central and South America, but commonly propagated in nurseries across Southeast Asia. The caramel marble didn't come from the jungle. It came from mutation, accidental or intentional, likely observed in Thai or Indonesian propagation farms sometime between 2019 and 2021. Collectors first noticed it in private Facebook groups and line message threads, the kind of places where serious aroid hunters swap tissue culture trial updates and rare cuttings like currency. So what makes it this special? It's not just the color. It's the sequence of color. New leaves on the Philodendron Caramel Marble emerge in a warm bronze or orange-bronze hue, something almost no other philodendron consistently does, then fade into a marbled blend of cream, mint, and cool green. And this isn't splash variegation like a Thai constellation. It's layered. The colors move across the leaf over time, influenced by light, nutrients, and maturity. Some leaves look like watercolor. Others, like oxidized copper. This plant isn't just beautiful. It's unstable in the best way possible. Every new leaf is a roll of the genetic dice. That's why serious growers call it the evolution plant, because if you treat it right, it keeps changing and gets better with time. Here's where most people go wrong. They treat light like an afterthought. But with Philodendron Caramel Marble, it's the deal breaker. This plant's variegation, especially those bronze to cream fades, is directly light dependent. Too little light, you'll lose the caramel. Too much, you'll burn the cream. The sweet spot? Bright indirect light, dialed in at 150 to 250 ppfd. That's scientific, not subjective. Best option, east-facing window, soft, strong, and steady. South-facing? Works, but use a sheer curtain. West-facing? Fine in fall and winter, risky in summer. North? Skip it unless you're running a grow light. Still unsure? Grab a PAR or LUX meter. Measure your spot, don't guess. And if you're using grow lights, use full-spectrum LEDs with a timer. Let's get one thing straight. Soil isn't just dirt in a pot. For rare plants like Philodendron Caramel Marble, it's a custom-designed root system. You want a mix that drains fast, but holds enough moisture to let those aerial roots breathe and feed. Our base blend, 1 part orchid bark, 1 part cocoa coir, 1 part perlite, 1/4 part worm castings. This mix stays airy. It mimics the forest floor, but with more control. Add worm castings lightly. Too much nitrogen and the cream fades fast. And here's a collector tip. Use a clear nursery pot inside a decorative one. That way, you see roots before they rot. Drainage holes are non-negotiable. You want water moving through, not sitting at the bottom, causing anaerobic conditions. Good soil is your insurance policy. This is where most collectors mess up. They see a rare plant, get nervous, and start watering too much. But Philodendron Caramel Marble? It wants rhythm, not panic. Let the soil dry down about 40 to 50% before you even think about watering. Use your finger or a moisture meter. We like the XLUX meter because it reads consistently in chunky aroid mixes. When it's time, water thoroughly. That means water runs clean through the drainage holes. If your soil holds water too long, you need to fix your mix, not just water less. Here's where it gets next level. Use filtered, distilled, or rainwater. Minerals in hard tap water, like calcium carbonate and fluoride, can dull variegation, cause leaf tip burn, and leave white crust on the soil line. Everything we've shown you, we use ourselves. From the grow lights to the shears, to the moisture meter that actually works with chunky mixes. It's all in our Roots and Roast tool hub. Link below. These tools aren't hype. They're how we make sure every plant gets what it needs. And if you're still figuring out your space, the Roots and Roast Concierge will map your light zones, build your custom setup, and even suggest plant pairings based on your humidity and schedule. Whether you're new or leveling up, we got you. You want color? You want those bronze leaves and creamy fades? Then stop ignoring humidity. Humidity isn't optional for the Philodendron Caramel Marble. It's how this plant breathes. Minimum, 60%. Sweet spot, 70 to 80%. Below 55%, you'll see browning edges, stalled growth, and worst of all, muted variegation. Here's the science. Plants like this regulate their gas exchange through tiny pores called stomata. When humidity drops, the stomata close up to conserve moisture. That means photosynthesis slows. New leaves deform. Color fades, and no, misting once a day won't fix this. That's cosmetic. What works? A reliable humidifier with auto shutoff. Grouping plants to raise microclimate moisture. A sealed IKEA cabinet setup. Even a wet pebble tray placed directly under the pot. Now, let's talk temperature. The Philodendron Caramel Marble loves warmth, just not extremes. Ideal range? 68 degrees to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Night minimum? No lower than 58 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold air, especially drafts near windows or AC vents, will shock the plant. Warm days and cooler nights are fine, but sudden drops? That's a no. And don't forget, temperature plus humidity equals growth rate. Hot, dry air? Recipe for leaf crisping. Cool, damp air? Fungus magnet. Balance them both, and this plant thrives. If you want consistent color in every new leaf, fertilizer matters more than you think. The Philodendron Caramel Marble isn't a heavy feeder, but it is a specific feeder. Our go-to routine? Use a balanced 20-20-20 fertilizer diluted to 1/4 strength. Apply once every 4 weeks during spring and summer. Skip feeding in winter unless new growth is active. You're feeding the root zone, not forcing growth. And here's where we get into expert territory. On the 3rd day after feeding, we add CalMag, calcium, and magnesium. Why? These elements help regulate nitrogen metabolism. They stabilize cell walls, promote variegation retention, and reduce leaf curl or thin growth. Think of it as locking in the color you just built. One more thing, don't fall for high nitrogen green boosters. Here's the truth. If you want to preserve the color, shape, and growth momentum of your caramel marble, water propagation isn't enough. These plants are high stakes. One bad cut and you lose weeks for the whole node. Our preferred method, air layering with sphagnum moss. Why? Because it lets the roots form before you ever separate the cutting. Here's how. Identify a healthy node with at least one aerial root nub. Wrap it in moist sphagnum moss and plastic. Secure with plant wire or Velcro tape. Wait 3 to 4 weeks until you see strong root formation. Then, and only then, make your cut. This method preserves variegation, reduces shock, and gives you a 90% plus success rate. Want to level up? Add a few drops of rooting hormone to the moss and keep humidity high. Let's talk about what can go wrong with the Philodendron Caramel Marble and how to fix it before you lose a $150 plant. Yellowing leaves? 90% of the time, that's overwatering or poor drainage. Check your soil. If it's still wet 4+ days after watering, it's holding too much moisture. Crispy brown tips? Usually low humidity, high salt buildup, or hard tap water. Solution: use distilled water. Check humidity levels. Flush your soil monthly. Washed out variegation? You're either feeding too much nitrogen or giving it too little light. Scale back the fertilizer and move it closer to that bright east window. Stunted or twisted new leaves? Could be calcium deficiency, shock from a draft, or just dry roots. That's where CalMag and stable temps come in. You've seen the guides. You've seen the care charts. But what if I told you the difference between pretty good and collector-level results comes down to timing one supplement, just 3 days after feeding? Most people treat CalMag like a bonus. We treat it like a precision tool. Here's how it works. After your main 20-20-20 feed, your plant is loaded with nitrogen. That's fine, until you realize too much nitrogen softens new cells and fades color. So we wait 3 days, then we give a full CalMag dose. Calcium reinforces the cell walls right as the new leaf expands. Magnesium boosts internal chlorophyll balance, which helps keep that creamy variegation stable instead of reverting to green. Philodendron Caramel Marbles hold color longer, leaf harder, and stretch less. If you want your caramel marble to thrive year-round, don't treat every month the same. Plants don't follow calendars. They follow light and temperature cues. As daylight fades and temps drop, the caramel marble slows down. Growth stalls. And if you keep watering or feeding like it's July, you'll rot the roots fast. Here's how we adjust. Spring plus summer equals active growth. Feed once a month plus CalMag 3 days later. Water every 7 to 10 days depending on soil dryout. Humidity 65 to 80%. Natural light usually enough. Fall plus winter equals dormant or slow. Cut fertilizer in half or stop entirely. Water less, 10 to 14 days apart, depending on conditions. Move plant closer to window. Supplement with a grow light if ppfd drops below 120. Group with other plants or use a pebble tray to maintain 60% humidity. Let's recap what it takes to grow a show-stopping caramel marble. From root to leaf tip. Bright indirect light, 150 to 250 ppfd. Well-draining aroid mix, bark, cocoa, perlite, worm castings. Water only when 40 to 50% dry, filtered or distilled. Fertilize once a month, 20-20-20 plus CalMag 3 days later. Humidity, 65% minimum. Ideal, 70 to 80%. Propagate with air layering. Protect your variegation. Adjust with the seasons. Don't overfeed in winter. All the tools we trust are in our Amazon Tool Hub, from meters to mix kits. Our Caramel Marble Master Guide, it's free, packed with everything from care logs to troubleshooting charts. And if you're still not sure where to start, our concierge is ready. We'll map your space, build your care routine, and walk you through it. If you made it this far, you're not just here for a houseplant. You're here because you care about doing it right. And I hope this guide gave you not just instructions, but confidence. You got the light dialed in, the soil, the watering rhythm, the CalMag timing, all of it. But if you ever feel unsure, our concierge is ready. Download the free PDF, shop the tools we actually use, and hit us up when your next leaf unfurls. We want to see it. Drop a comment if you're growing one or want one. Share your wins with us. We repost every week. And remember, let your plant reflect your rhythm. Let your care evolve with your space. And let's grow together.